As we saw in our demo there are actually a number of things that can happen that will actually affect the responsiveness of our applications. Right? We saw file system interaction, network, many other things that might be going on. So really, what are the strategies we have for assuring that we have responsive applications? And basically, there are really kind of three things that we have there. One of which is that just be sure that we're not doing any kind of blocking operations. That sounds kind of funny, but the reality is that as APIs become more complex and as we rely more and more on external services to do things, it's very easy to be in a situation where you just call what seem like one or two simple lines of code that actually do much more behind them. As we talked about, just that little geocoder service, right? 2 lines, create a geocoder and just say, hey, here's a latitude and longitude, what's the address, can actually incur quite a bit of network activity. So we want to find a way to ensure that that doesn't happen. One of the common things we think about is using additional threads. And as we talk throughout this module and remaining modules in this course, threads are a helpful part of that. But unlike in more traditional desktop or server-based solutions, threads are not the be-all and end-all for us. They actually help in a small slice of the problem, but they're actually part of a much bigger solution, and that's something called services, which we're going to talk about a great deal throughout this course. Important thing to understand is that when you see the term services, if you have a Microsoft software development background, that pictures kind of the idea of this thing we often call an NT service, or what are now called Microsoft Windows Service Applications, right, where there's kind of this whole service manager and all that sort of thing. That's not what we're talking about here. In Android, services are something very specific. They're really just a tool to help us maintain a responsive user interface. That's really kind of what they are. So as you hear that word services throughout this course, don't think in terms of Microsoft services. We want to think in terms of Android services, and we'll explain what that means as we go through the rest of this course.